Hello, Pisces, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. We've got cards flying out for you already, so we're going to take that one and we'll get another one here. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot, and thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of August 9th through the 15th, and during that time, we have a waning crescent moon. And that is a time of stability and calm, a good time for us to be thoughtful and growth oriented, to kind of look back. What have we been doing with the last cycle? Did those things work? If so, those have become new habits or new ways of doing things, or we were successful at those things, and we can put those to bed and continue our merry way, and then start new things for the next new moon. Or do we need to look back and say, oh, that didn't really quite work? That exercise routine I started during the last new moon kind of fell off the second week. And so we're going to try that again for the next new moon. So whatever it is for you, just remember that new moon arrives. That's on 12th or 13th, depending on where you are. And that is a time for a fresh start, new beginnings, time to learn new skills or start new projects, that sort of thing. So keep that moon energy in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Pisces. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't here on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading, of which we will have two of them, we'll take this one. Your dreams need a practical plan, is the first card that popped out. And the next card for you is that luck is on your side. I love that card, of course. So anyone in the Pisces collective there, I have to let them know they're going to be a little luckier this week. Your dreams need to be practical, but also very, very lucky. So that's awesome. And as I'm shuffling the tarot, usually I have a fun weekly reminder that I talk about. But this week I am asking for your help on something. And that's that I'm thinking about doing the occasional live stream, maybe in a couple of months when fall rolls around and the weather is a little darker and rainier and colder outside, then I'll be indoors a little bit more. And so I'm thinking about doing some live streams. So maybe a weeknight or a weekend, kind of here and there, where I would do, just a live stream where you can ask questions and I'll pull cards and do little readings for you. So, um, what I need from you is, what night of the week would you prefer doing that? If you could drop me a comment and let me know, and then also let me know what your time zone is so that I know that maybe more of you are like, hey, Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. is the best time for me, then I'd be happy to do that. So I'm just kind of gathering that information now. So I may ask that of you for the next couple of weeks. But if you could help me by dropping that comment in there and letting me know, that would be so helpful. So thank you so much in advance. All right, let's get into this reading. Pisces, August 9th through the 15th. We have more cards. That's too many. We have cards that are trying to fly out for you. So very interesting. Anyway, 9th through the 15th. And your dreams need a practical plan, and luck is on your side. These cards are cracking me up because something is trying to come out of here. Okay, Page of Cups. Look at you. Luck is on your side. Your dreams need a practical plan, but you start off with your present energy being that you are having a sense of humor at least. So whatever it is going on, you're starting off kind of light this week. Just this, to me, this is like our joker in the deck, that practical joking, that kind of thing, just a light, fun energy, but very open to things emotionally. Your emotional waters are pretty calm right now. And that's just how you're going to enter into the week, which is good. That's a good energy. Your current situation is the Ace of Cups. So talk about water flowing. You're feeling good. You're feeling, your heart is kind of overflowing. You're just very, very open to things right now. And again, having a sense of humor. This could be that you just feel like things are going, maybe this plan is coming together. You've had some luck. You're looking around and just kind of realizing, putting the work into the gratitude of how lucky you really are. So that's always a great thing to do in your life, is to count your blessings, because it's just a good thing to do. It makes those things seem more real. Sometimes we just kind of go along and we forget to do that in our life. But even if some things are chaotic somewhere, there's always those really good nuggets that you're like, oh, thank goodness, this is great. And this, so definitely do that. But it feels like you just have a really big open heart this week. Excuse me. At the root of your situation, is the Tower. And maybe that's why. Maybe there's been some sort of disruption that caused you to look around and be like, luck is on your side. Something happened that seemed, fateful. Some sort of disruption has come through, but you've been being very practical. You've got luck on, something was very lucky also that either sometimes when you have some sort of chaotic something that goes on, there is something good that comes out of it, and it might even take you a while, and you might be looking back. This might not be something that happened this week. It could be something that was a few weeks ago, even a few months ago, that's now starting to come together, and you're starting to see the good thing that came out of the disruption, if that makes sense. That's often hard for us to do in the midst of it. It's like, what are the good things? But sometimes it takes, a few months, a few weeks, sometimes years to go, oh, it's a good thing that thing happened because these good things are coming out of it. I hope that makes sense. Okay. And what is in your recent past here is the Chariot. So it looks like you have been, on the mission here to gather some information and make some sort of move in your life, to do some sort of something, to make some sort of change. And this could be, listen, change is constant, I'm going to say again, anytime I'm doing a reading and I get a little froggy in my throat there, which hopefully this coffee takes care of, there's something that you need to speak up about. I'm not sure what. We'll see if the cards come out and let us know, but there's something that you do need to at least speak up about. I don't think that's typically a an issue for a Pisces. You guys usually can speak up about anything. Anyway, in your recent past, there was some sort of move that you were thinking about making and kind of gathering that information. You may still be on that mission here, but you've got an open heart, and you're learning something about some sort of disruption that you've just recently been through. What is on your mind this week is the High Priestess. So, that's a great place for her to be. It's a great placement because it means that you are, she's our card of mystery. She's our card of a dream that you have that makes the whole world make sense. She's intuition. She's those things that are, those synchronistic things that happen that are just so mind-boggling and unexplainable. Um, and you're okay with it, right? So you just know that you have a feeling and you follow that. It's on your mind to be like to follow those intuitive thoughts that maybe are happening in your heart. The high priestess lets you know, yeah, that's where you are right now. Follow that feeling, follow that thread. Where does it go? Where does that synchronistic thing lead us to? Does it lead you to luck? Does it lead you to understanding this practical plan that you have to come up with to put something into motion? It could be. So pay attention to all of those signs of the universe. Looks like your heart's open to that this week. What is just ahead of you this week is the Queen of Pentacles. So, you know, look at all of we've got now 4 major arcana coming out for you. So this is kind of a major, and I feel like it's more of an inner transformation for you this week, that something has gone on. You've learned a thing. Queen of Pentacles just is the reminder that you are in control of your material world when it comes to your finances, your home life, that sort of thing. Um, that you're the queen of that. You get to do this, you get to do things the way you want to, right? um and it looks like that's during having this, I'm trying to say, during this open-hearted period where you're feeling light and you're feeling intuitive and there's just a flow. It's like kind of like you recognize that things are kind of coming together in a way that I want them to. um and I'm learning the big lessons. So that's kind of what I'm getting out of this. In your advice position here is to just keep working at it, to buckle down. This Eight of Pentacles is about hard work, but also about the kind of work that puts you in the moment, um, so that the day flies by, and doing that sort of work. Is this about actual work? Sometimes. Is it about working on those things in your life so that that time goes by and that you're really in the moment? It's just about really being in the moment when you're doing a thing, right? Really focused on it. So that is in your advice position. Beyond your control this week is, yeah, that you're just having a good week. You're just having a good, happy week, happy family. 10 of Cups here. And it comes out of this disruption. I mean, it's like you've learned a big lesson here and are learning. And I feel like you're kind of kind of at the end of whatever it is that you've been learning about this. And it's beyond your control to just have a really good positive effect on your family life. And those are lessons that we all learn. What is your secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid? Is the Seven of Swords there, which is it your secret desire to be cunning and deceptive? Is it your secret desire to be involved in some sort of theft and hidden agenda, or are you trying to avoid that? I would hope you're trying to avoid that. But you need to ask yourself this question: and what are you trying to avoid, and why? And be vocal about it. Again, speak up about it. If there's some sort of hidden agenda or something that's around you that you don't want to be a part of, then don't. Then don't do it. Um, anyway, that's something you're trying to avoid there. So I would kind of look around for that. Like look over your shoulder, like the sky is a little bit, and make sure you just know what's going on around you. I guess self-awareness is a good word for that, I guess. And your outcome, Pisces, is the Six of Swords, which is about new thoughts and new ideas moving into the future with just a calmer attitude towards things, right? This is a calm, look at the water here. I mean, you can't get any calmer. This is just, and those swords are right there, which are new thoughts, new ideas, new ways of doing things. So, where you've been kind of gathering information, you might have a little shift in that. And you might be thinking, I'm going to do things a little bit differently. Maybe it's not what it looked like previously, but we're going to make a new practical plan. And of course, you've got luck on your side. You tend to be lucky. So that's awesome. I love that for you. What is hidden from you this week, Pisces? Is the Emperor, which is, the Emperor is our king of stability. He's a 4. He's just the most stable. He's the builder. He is somebody who gets things done. Somebody who is just a leader, right? So that's hidden from you this week. And I feel like I feel like we're kind of floating along here, and there's, again, like almost like you need the reminder that your dreams need a practical plan, almost that there's maybe not a plan in place, but it's the universe saying, hey, look, you're really lucky, and maybe if you take the steps that you kind of dream big, what is the saying, go big or go home, dream big. What is it that you really want? And then start to achieve those things and work toward them, because luck is on your side, and you've got an open heart about it, and you work really hard, and you're doing this for the ultimate, which is happy family, happy everybody's just loves where they are. So you're not quite there yet, but you're going to get there. You're kind of dealing with this tower that you've had to be dealing with, and you will get back to building whatever those dreams are for yourself. But this is just like a reminder, maybe not even this week or next week, but within the next few weeks, that like, let's start to develop what that practical plan might be for you. All right, let's get you a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final message for Pisces. And the card that you get is to be open to love. Well, how funny is that with these cards right here? As this Page of Cups, just wide open, Ace of Cups, just be open to the love that is around you and enjoy that this week. And maybe that's why you go through this tower, is you see the bad and you experience things that are just so uncomfortable, so that the good shines even brighter for you. All right, what do you need to do in the way of self-care? Self-care for Pisces this week, and the card that you get is the card called Reassess. You have the right to change your mind. So again, this is taking me back to here. If you were kind of making some sort of plans in the past, and those things are a little bit disrupted by something else that has been going on, you have the right to change it. You can change the dreams for your family any old time. What is it that you really want? And sometimes we ask ourselves that question, but sometimes that can be very hard to answer. Um, and what is it that you really want? So take the time, be open this week to love, and be open to really just loving your life, and to making the decisions that get you to a place where you want to be. It's not about anyone else's dream or anyone else's way of doing things. Remember that this is your individual journey here, with your family, of course, but your individual journey, and you can do things your way, and that's okay. Pisces, thank you so much for being here. I do hope there's something in this reading that you can take away and use in a positive way in your life this week. If you're comfortable sharing, drop me a comment down below. Let me know if anything here resonated, or if you have questions, I'd be happy to answer those for you as well. Also, if you like my reading style, hitting like and subscribe is really kind of you. So thank you so much for doing that. And if you've already done it, thank you as well. But come on back next week, and let's see where your story goes. See you next time. Bye-bye.